Welcome back to Jade Empire, where we now enter the Scholar's Garden.
Lost, citizen?
This guy's not going to have anything useful to say, I'm sure.
Me about your business?
The Scholar's Garden, the moment we've all been waiting for. Where we confront the annoying loudmouthed foreigner. He's such a jerk. We're gonna have to best him in a battle of wits. And perhaps an actual battle as well.
I didn't expect you in your strange training to make it to the Imperial City. You are proving to be a very interesting person. I should have seen it coming. I suspect that we share a similar strength.
You've changed again, Princess. Who are you now?
As the Heavenly Lily, I am above suspicion, but I am restrained by fawning servants. Silk Fox can go anywhere, and people are not shy about their reactions. There is a thrill, of course, and it allows me to find information useful to us both. Death's Hand brought your Master Li to the palace a few days ago. I saw the flyer. He was bound in chains. He must be powerful, or you are. There was something familiar about him as well.
They rightfully fear him. He is Sun Li, the glorious strategist.
Why would you say that? Is that what he told you? I'm sorry, but I simply cannot believe that your Master Li is the glorious strategist.
You don't recognize him as family.
I was too young to know him. I was told that he and Prince Qin, the third brother, fell defending the Empire 20 years ago. Now it seems they may have been traitors. I discovered this looking through records for information on Death's Hand. Perhaps he tried to influence Sun Li and Sun Qin before corrupting my father. But it doesn't matter who your master is. I could take you to the palace, but Death's Hand controls what my father hears. He must be discredited for you to succeed.
Aw, she thinks Death's Hand is at fault. She doesn't want to believe her daddy is the actual bad guy. Destroying Death's Hand is also a priority for me.
A wise decision. His hold over my father is nearly absolute. But if we could show conclusive evidence of his crimes, my father would have to listen. I know how. Construction on the wall has stopped for the first time in generations. The workers now toil in factories building powerful creatures of stone and clay called golems. Death's Hand could use these automatons to seize the Empire, and my father is oblivious. We must infiltrate the Lotus Assassins and find evidence of this treachery.
Ugh. I've been fighting the Lotus Assassins. How can I infiltrate them?
We need proof of Death's Hand's intent from the seat of his power, the Lotus Assassin Fortress. It would be impossible to assault, so just walk in. They are
Oh, the game just cut off the end of her sound file. They are recruiting, she meant to say. I've fought a number of them. I would be spotted. Well, I did kill all the ones I fought, so maybe there's no witnesses.
Have any Lotus Assassins who saw your face lived to report back? I doubt it. They will not recognize you as the person who fought them in Tian's Landing. They have a vague description full of guesswork that has guards holding people at random. Besides, they expect an attack, not someone trying to catch their eye. I would wager that you may profit from their tasks too. Can you see the beauty in using their own methods of recruitment to fight them? I think they deserve it.
How can this be done?
There are guilds within the Lotus Assassins. Executioners look for fearsome warriors. Inquisitors are more subversive, and they look for cunning in their agents. If you prove yourself in the arena, they will notice you. My people can spread rumors of your interest. The Executioner will take a real interest when you finish the silver round. Or if you prefer, the Inquisitor recruiter is also seeking new people. He might be open to persuasion.
You know a lot about the Lotus Assassins. Why?
Death's Hand rules over the Lotus Assassins, so I take special interest in their activities. I've had most of my life to ask questions. You suspect my motives? You have no reason to doubt me. If I wanted the Lotus Assassins to find you, I could simply tell them your name.
Perhaps I will see if this Inquisitor is reasonable.
Ask Scholar Dongao in the Scholar's Garden about him. Dongao is closer to the Assassins than he should be. He will tell you where to meet the Inquisitor. Or seek the Executioner. My people will spread rumors of your interest, and he will approach you in the arena. They like fighters who have passed the silver round. Unless you want me with you, I will wait at your flying machine. You travel with such interesting peasants. I'm sure I'll be entertained for hours.
Travel with me now. Sky can wait at the flyer. This will be the first time I've had you as a companion. Jump at the opportunity.
A wise preference. No offense intended to your amusing companions.
Tell you what though, you better knock it off talking junk about my friends. Because I'm going to get cranky on your ass. She took back the note she gave me. Or did it just disappear because I have no use for it anymore? I can't break this face.
Hello again. I enjoy our little chats, but I don't think anything has changed since we last spoke. I still need evidence against Death's Hand to free my father. Meet the Executioner in the arena, or speak with Scholar Dongao in the Scholar's Garden about the Inquisitor. Hurry, or you'll lose your chance to help your master.
Yeah, I don't have to hurry. There's no time limit on this quest. We're in a video game, don't you know that? Now let's just do all the talky talks. What about this evidence you want?
We've gone over this. Death's Hand is using the prisoners who should be working on the wall to My father probably knows something, but not the true danger of it. I need to show that Death's Hand intends to seize control. The Lotus Assassins act for Death's Hand. There has to be proof of his evil intent in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. That.
I don't think Death's Hand is trying to seize control. I think he's a loyal servant. I think. Why has your servant given me a gift?
Did you like it? I thought you might want a little assistance. Consider it a small token of my favor.
I appreciated your gift. Oh, that's right. She's another one of the romance interests. Bow chicka wow wow.
I thank you for your courtesy. One always likes to hear when one's gifts are appreciated. It is difficult for one of my rank to give gifts, even one so simple as what I gave you. A princess is not normally allowed to show favorites.
Where did you find it anyway?
The Imperial Palace holds many treasures, although Death's Hand carted many off. To what end, I do not know. Besides, it was mine by birthright to do with as I wish. Must I always be dictated to by tradition, despite my respect for it? Sometimes I want what everyone else has, to be myself. Generosity is part of my character from time to time as well. It is more than most men will show for you.
Oh, hello. Hello. I thank you for the gift, and the risk you took giving it.
You are polite at least. Too many men just take what they can while they can. Perhaps we women are more civilized. But the price I may pay for helping you could be greater still. I am destined for the throne, destined to rule the Empire after my father, but that will be meaningless if Death's Hand keeps his hold on my father's mind. I fear one day he may try to interfere with the Imperial succession. Or perhaps convince my father that he should be Emperor by marriage.
Oh, that's a creepy thought. Just sort of froze my mind up for a second there. Your flower would only wither under such harsh conditions.
You are strange indeed. But what you say is true. The Heavenly Lily could never abide such a situation. I would bite my own tongue before ever allowing that man to touch me. I'm sorry I've ruined the mood. We should continue our talk another time. First, we must expose Death's Hand, reveal his treachery and manipulation. I will answer what I can, but you have other things to do as well.
Don't nag me. We're not even married yet, and you're already nagging me. So about the Emperor.
My father? What do you want to know that isn't already public knowledge? Emperor Sunhai is well known and well loved. Death's Hand is wearing away at that reputation, however, and I need to stop him before it goes too far.
Sunhai. His name is Sunhai, because the sun is high up in the air. When did Death's Hand join?
He has been present for as long as I can remember, but he only rose to prominence after the end of the long drought.
What was your love? What was your father like before?
My father was very caring when I was a child. Now he is cold and distant. I know Death's Hand is corrupting him somehow.
I don't think that's what's corrupting him. I think everything is all being corrupted by the same greater underlying cause. The ghosts, Death's Hand, your father. It's all part of the same big problem.
I wish you luck. Once you have gained the trust of the Lotus Assassins, we will plan how to proceed.
I definitely don't believe that the Emperor is just some hapless doofus letting this all happen. All these casks, they won't let me open any of them. I can read a book, though. The Physical Universe, a rebuttal. Scholar Shao Shang has once again missed the central point of the philosopher's argument. We do not wish to stall development, nor do we seek to stop people from learning. Philosophers see the work of the divine in the physical world and oppose those who defy tradition, only because they find those customs inconvenient or outdated. Learning and respect for the past need not be mutually exclusive. We seek only to learn in a way that does not dishonor the celestial beings that give us our very lives. $625, I think that's a bigger jump. Oh, then the other experience point jumps for reading.
Well, look who we have here. There's no princess to save you this time.
I mean, there kind of
Do you
is.
think we'd forget? You can't humiliate us and just walk away.
I literally don't remember who you
I
are.
can't do anything right now. Not like this.
We'll teach you to insult a guard of the Imperial City.
Longsword!
Well, that's why I couldn't open the casks, because they're full of explosives. Alright. Okay, so yeah, there's only 2 exits from this room. Let me just make sure I got everything. That's the book I just read. There's the vase I can't break. An umbrella stand I can't mess with. Okay. On to the actual garden, part of the garden. Ooh. Those trees, interesting looking. There's going to be a lot of reading here. What with it being scholars and all. Hey, you're the guy that she just mentioned. Let's read this first, though. Oh, configuration of the snake, eh?
Welcome, friend. The lecture won't be starting for a little while, though your enthusiasm is appreciated. I wouldn't worry about seating. Those interfering philosophers had made sure that very few people will be attending the lecture.
Could you tell me where to find the Inquisitor recruiter?
What? Huh, that's quite a question. I'm not sure who told you, but I'd appreciate it if you would keep your voice down when asking those kinds of questions. Nobody here suspects me to be anything but an overzealous scholar, and I'd like to keep it that way. So you want to know about the recruiter? You have a flying machine, do you not? Yes, I know about that. Go back to the landing area and someone will meet you there.
All right.
He already knows, I'm sure. Now go, and I will not speak to you about this any further.
Your course is set. The Inquisitor will be waiting at your camp. Appease him, and you'll be on the road to appeasing me.
I really don't like the way you act like I'm here for your benefit. Better learn some respect, or I'll smack it into you. Can I see anything out this little window? Nope, just a few leaves. Don't mind me, I'm just breaking all your stuff.
Oh, good to see you again, my friend. Have you returned to listen to my lecture, or would you just like some information? Certainly. We can't learn without asking questions. How can I help you today?
What is your lecture about?
I'm glad you asked. Today I will speak on my theories of cloud formation. That was my first major discovery, though it hasn't been widely accepted yet. The basic principles are really quite simple. I deduced after lengthy study that clouds are formed by the moisture escaping from our bodies. When the weather is cool, you can clearly see small clouds escaping from people's mouths. Similar clouds form on the skin of people working strenuously in the cold. These clouds of breath rise up and collect near the tallest peaks, where it is almost always cloudy. This was one of my finest discoveries.
I mean, he's not that far off. He's just missing the bigger picture. The much larger sources of moisture. But I mean, he is talking about evaporation and condensation. Why do you mistrust the philosophers?
Don't get me wrong. I like most of the philosophers, but their strict adherence to aging traditions makes them very difficult to deal with. They're always preaching about peace and harmony. Really, we kill and subdue the creatures of this world in order that we can survive. Where's the peace in that? Can a man survive long enough without eating meat? What about the grains we use to make our bread, or the hides we use for any number of things? We consume constantly. Peace and harmony are wonderful ideals, but in nature only the strong survive, and they don't do it by being peaceful.
All right, Mr. Closed Fist. what is your lecture about? I think I already asked him that. That was the whole cloud thing. Tell me about the garden.
Don't let the name fool you. There are fewer scholars here than you might think. We are far outnumbered by those obstinate philosophers. The philosophers believe that the gods dictate everything, from the rising of the sun to the changing seasons. If the summer ends too soon or too late, the gods must be angry. Of course, anyone who cares to look can see that the birds control the weather. I have noted with some accuracy that the birds predict the seasons.
He's onto something with that, too. Oh, I'm sure the explanation's going to be wrong. Now, really, how does that work?
I have a theory that the massive movements of birds in the autumn and spring actually cause the prevailing winds to change direction. When birds fly south just before autumn, they cause the winds to change. We get cold air from the north until the spring, when the birds reverse the winds again. It's really quite simple, but just try telling that to one of the philosophers.
You know, you're really quite simple. And I'll be going.
Oh, so soon? All right then. I hope to see you again soon. Perhaps I could explain to you my theories on the formation of ice crystals.
Perhaps. Perhaps. No. The physical universe, the scholar's hypothesis, to suggest that I of all people do not understand the significance or the importance of celestial beings is preposterous. I pay my tributes at the temple because I honor those who gave us our minds and our curiosity. Philosopher Jiang ignores the crux of the problem by hiding behind his arguments of divine belief. The scholars have made some recent discoveries, such as the way in which clouds are formed. But the philosophers led by Jiang dismiss these theories without even hearing them out. How can we progress as a society if we refuse to accept new ideas and new concepts? The philosophers would have us cling to our traditions, even at the cost of our own prosperity.
Do not be fooled by those who would tell you that studying is the key to true enlightenment.
Nice place you got here. Trying to avoid any big major events until the next video. Yes, that's where we don't want to go, right up there. I mean, we do want to go there, but it's going to eat up too much time to put it into this video. The physical universe, a final word. The world that we live in is not as simplistic as philosopher Jiang would suggest in his treatise on the physical universe. His hypothesis regarding divine regulation of weather and seasons, though interesting, is nothing more than children's tales made overly complicated. Recent research read by scholar Donggao has proven that our seasons and weather are much more than the careless whims of celestial beings. Our universe is made up of very real, very tangible components that can be carefully quantified and qualified. I'm suddenly realizing that his bird wing theory is kind of like chaos theory, aka the butterfly effect. Oh, speaking of butterflies, hello. Hello, beautiful butterfly. You can already hear how unruly that guy is up there. Okay, one more conversation in this video.
You're not here to pester me. I'm a very busy, important, and educated man, you know.
What sort of studies keep you busy?
All manner of studies. The history of dramatic systems, applied theology, and, celestial integration. All of these are vital pursuits of knowledge. Not that you would understand such lofty matters.
What exactly is applied theology?
Well, it's the application of the study of theological things, isn't it? For instance, knowing about spirits and then finding a use for that knowledge. Well, no, not really. This is the study of applied theology, not the application of studied theology. That's something else entirely.
Wow. You are blowing my mind, good sir. The history of dramatic systems?
Well, you see, drama can be broken down into several systems, and I study the history of those systems over time, how they've changed, and that sort of thing.
Can you outline some of these systems for me? No, I just studied the history of them. How have these systems changed? Oh. I've got two questions. I don't know which one to ask. How have the systems changed?
Oh, it's all very complex, and I really don't feel like describing it to you at any length. That's how you know I'm a scholar, you see. An unwillingness to share all the information I have.
Yikes.
Well, there's the new system, of course, but everyone knows that. Then we have the, old system, which, as you may surmise, is no longer in use. That's a brief summary of my latest work, at any rate.
Amazing.
Too large a subject for your mind to comprehend, I'm sure.
Yes, that's the problem. I forget who mentioned creative Yukong. Celestial integration. You made that one up.
Celestial integration means just that. It's integrated, celestially. Thus, the relationship between the heavens and earth is one of integration and, celestial. It's a very advanced field of research. It would take several lifetimes to understand it properly, which is why my position as a scholar is so irrefutable.
You are just a giant fraud. I forget what somebody said about creative Yukong. Is that what they said? Just these bullshitter? Do you have any works I would have read?
Oh, I doubt it. You don't look the type for heavy reading.
No, but I am, and I certainly haven't heard of you.
Of course, none of my books are published yet, but as a scholar and a respected one, I will most certainly pen some marvelous books someday.
I'm sure you will. Wouldn't you have to have written several to be a respected scholar?
Well, yes. Unless your theories are astoundingly brilliant, which is the case with me.
You're creative Yukong, aren't you?
Of course not. I'm... Ah, drat. This isn't working at all. How did you know?
Oh wait, is he one of the bounties? Is that what it was? No. Because I haven't even gone and talked to the lady yet. Or he is one of the bounties, huh? That was a pretty sad example of posing as a scholar.
You're here to hunt me down, then. Lord Rento has it in for me, and I figured it would come to this. I don't suppose running would do me any good.
No, I don't suppose it would. How did someone of your skill manage to con a noble anyway?
I was unjustly accused. I simply petitioned Lady Rento for some silver to support me as an actor. Patronage, it's called. She agreed, but her husband flew into a rage when he found out, and now I have a death sentence on my head. It's not fair, and if you were a decent person, you'd help me get out of this city instead of taking me in. It's the only way I'll get clear of Lord Rento's wrath.
See, that's the thing, I'm not a decent person, though. I'm not earning any silver talking to you. Time to collect a head.
All the best actors die young. If we're going to do this, I might as well get out of these robes.
I want those weapons he's got. Yep,